Welcome, Hazem.
Why don't we begin by telling your full name and when were you born?
My name is Karim Nathaniel Basta. I was born in September 4, 1928.
Wow. Where were you born exactly?
I was born in a large city called Messina in Sicily, Italy.
So as I understand, you lived in Italy for 2 years in only?
Yes, I have no recollection of that time, of course. I left Italy when I was just a baby.
Wow. Do you live with your family?
Yes, my dad, Nathaniel Pasta, my mother, Angelina, and my three older brothers, Raffaello, Donatello, and Michelangelo.
Whoa, okay. What was your father's job?
My father was a cook. He cooked the most delicious pasta you will ever taste. It's delicious.
I wish I could eat from your father's hands. How was your life in Italy?
Well, of course, I have no memory of that, but when I was older, my parents used to tell me about our lives in our first home country, Italy. I remember them telling me how beautiful Messina is. We had a very small apartment that looked over a lovely garden with oranges and mandarins. My mama told me it was my favorite fruit. Messina has beautiful weather. It's called the metropolitan city.
Okay. What made your family decide to leave beautiful Italy?
My father had a very small restaurant. He supported all four of us and mama. Things were okay until he started getting into debt to pay the shop rent as people didn't come to dine at his restaurant anymore. Even his regular customers. People were having money troubles of their own. Things were not going okay in Italy.
Was the economy that bad in Italy?
Well, first it was World War One. Then all the things that followed with corruption, diseases, and economic crisis followed between 1922 and 1943. The economy of Italy was under fascism. There was inflation, massive debts, unemployment, food shortage, and a lot of strikes.
I'm so sorry to hear all of that. In 1930, when you started your journey with your family, they tell you what was it like? You traveled by ship, right?
My family used to tell me and my brothers the story over and over again. We left Messina in the early morning on September 4, 1930, which was my birthday. We traveled by ship. It took us 22 days to reach New York. The ship was so crowded and chaotic. I remember I remember them telling me that we slept with three other families in the same room. Can you believe it? We were 16 people in one room. Food was very bad. It was not pleasant. It was not a pleasant journey overall.
Wow. What happened after you reached America?
We arrived in Ellis Island on the morning of September 26, 1930. I was exactly 2 years and 2 weeks old.
Okay, you were young.
Yes.
Were there any specific procedures, that took place after your arrival in Alice Island to get admitted?
Yes, there was a lot of paperwork to fill, and there was a medical inspection to test our physical and mental fitness and the ability to work in the US. My parents told me it was one of the most feared moments of their lives. They were so afraid they would not get accepted. They worried about us and how they can support us if we return to Italy with no money. No home and no work for Papa. So he already sold his restaurant. They were also afraid that one could get accepted and the other would have to be deported back. They could have never forced the separation that many others forced. People called Ellis Island the land of tears, l'isola della lacrime.
And what happened afterwards?
We arrived in New York safely, and it was a new start to our pasta family.
How was life for you and your family afterwards?
Well, we settled in New York. We had little money and nothing else, but we were lucky that as soon as we arrived in the diner, there was a sign that says "Cook needed." Well, to cut it short, my dad was hired, and with the job offer came the bedding. We lived in an apartment just above the diner. It was a tiny apartment, but it was like a dream come true to us.
Were you able to go to school, you and your brothers?
My parents did a marvelous job raising us and putting the four of us to good schools. We were so lucky as children.
When did you start your work and open your famous pasta restaurant? Was it before your or after your marriage?
Well, I got married when I was 20 years old. She was my high school sweetheart. We fell in love at first sight, and we got three beautiful children and two daughters and one son. I started to work right after school. First, in my father's diner, but that time he had his own diner. I worked hard and went to college at the same time. I finished my degree in cooking and started a small business. I worked a lot, and then came the famous pasta restaurant.
Did you face any trouble as an Italian growing up in America?
I consider America home as well, as I am an Italian American citizen. There was some trouble at times. Sometimes people would look down on me because I'm Italian. There were times when Italians were known as the mobs or gangs, but my friends knew I'm good, right?
Yeah, I think so. Did your family live like Americans, or they kept their Italian traditions? Did they face any trouble with the language?
My family were the best in everything. They were very smart. They knew they could not make us isolated from our new world, so they were both. We celebrated saints and festivals, social gatherings with other Italians, and we made a lot of American friends too. My parents were so keen to learn English themselves and teach us Italian after school. We mingled with both worlds easily.
Did you ever visit Italy?
Yes, I did a lot. I take my wife till now. Every summer. We took our children when they were young many times as well. It's a beautiful country.
Okay. Do you have any regrets about immigrating to America?
No, not at all. America is the land of dreams. We have a good life here. Sometimes it was difficult, but the hard work and perseverance devotion to what you believe in, you could make a successful life anywhere. I am thankful to my parents for their great sacrifice, and thankful to my wife and children for always being on my side.
Okay, Mr. Pasta. Thank you for this lovely interview, Mr. Pasta.
Thank you. My pleasure.